Hello, everybody. My name is Bianca, and I'm going to be interviewing a close friend of mine who is studying mortuary science to be a mortician. For those of you who do not know what a mortician is, the definition is an undertaker.
Hi, my name is Julian. I'm 21 years old and I am a mortuary science student.
What inspired you to become a mortician?
So, a brief little synopsis. My grandparents on my mother's side bore 13 children together, and my mom was number 11 out of the 13. And naturally, with a big family, you have a lot of birthdays, but you also have a lot of funerals. So, growing up, I was introduced to funerals at a very young age, and it's just always been something that was like normal for me to go to, just like a birthday party, like I said. So, I was inspired because every time I would go to a funeral, instead of thinking like, oh, the person died and I'm sad, I would kind of just start thinking like, well, who took care of them and who did their hair and how did their makeup get done and what's the process behind all of this information. And I attended a funeral in 2017, and instead of being sad and stuff and like anything like that, I actually asked if I could style the hair for the decedent. And I did. I was like 18 and they allowed me to. And that was what really started my interest and like my desire to become a funeral director or an embalmer or anything like that. So it was actually getting my first hands-on experience with, the cosmetology side of it that really intrigued me and really wanted me to get to know what the industry was all about.
Well, also because you had a cosmetology background, right?
Yes, I studied cosmetology for 2 years, so that really helped out with that.
When you first started as an embalmer, was it what you expected?
There are so many things that can go wrong with embalming. It is a process. And on average, every embalming can take between an hour and a half to 2 hours on a single person. So before I even started investigating and learning about it, educating. I didn't know that you had to groom them because when you embalm, you have to like, shower the person, you have to groom the person. And there are so many invasive things that go on or take place during an embalming. And I did not expect that. I did not think that I was going to be seeing people naked and like all that stuff because you see everything outside and inside,
No.
like inside of the person. So before I started, like I said, like I thought it was going to be a walk in the park. And then when I actually got to see one in person and actually assist and touch the person, all that good stuff, like it was something that looked like magic. It was straight up magic happening in front of me. And I say that because the decedent, had already been dead for a few days or expired. They were purple. Their skin was changing color, like they were decaying pretty fast. So when they were being embalmed, their skin was just changing before my eyes. Like as I was watching it happen, as their skin was being flushed with the embalming fluid, which is like pink, depending on the color of the person's skin tone, because it varies. The color was just changing. The person's skin was turning pink. It was getting like flushed. Like it was so magical, and it's something that I would never forget. So that's something that I'm also very grateful for because now that I've like experienced it and seen it happen, like I know what to expect and I know the processes now and I understand it. It's something that's super, like I guess I can say, honorable. It's an honor to be in that room, and not everybody is allowed in an embalming room. So you have to bathe them, and then you have to shave them. You have to groom their nails, but like the very invasive part starts when they flush the body of all like liquids and solids inside of the body. It's something when I saw in person, I felt the pain when you see it happen because they make incisions along your body, right? They slit you here on your wrists, on your ankles, like on your hips. They have to get all the blood out. So when they're putting the embalming fluid in, like the formaldehyde, it
Yeah.
goes in one side and it comes out the other side. But when you're seeing it happen, like it's a it's a sight that you never would have expected. When you're watching it happen, it looks so painful, but at the same time, it's an art. At the end of the day, they're on your table. You are the one that is going to prepare them so that way their family can see them for the last time. So that's the most important part about it all. It's like the honor that you feel when the family sees the person and they recognize them. That is what the job is about. It's about satisfying the grieving family because at the same time, grieving is a topic that nobody wants to talk about. but it's something that we all experience in our lifetimes. I just wish that people were more in tune with death and talked about it more. I just wish it was something that we can all talk about with light.
Such a natural part of life. Like everybody goes through it, even our own pets go through it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy to see how in different religions, death is viewed differently. Like
Mm-hmm.
some people actually celebrate death and like they have like a whole party for it. And a lot
Amen.
of people just grieve and cry and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it's
Death
interesting.
is a celebration. It's a celebration of one's life.
Okay. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you about this subject. I really enjoyed it and I really appreciate it.
No
Thank you.
problem. And thank you for considering me and interviewing me and giving me your time.